In the quiet of the night,
ladies,
I hear a whisper in the wire,
gentlemen,
a fragile tone
welcome
pulls me
to the Guitar
gently
Angle.
through the fire. Every chord remembers you.
Every chord remembers you.
Every note becomes a name.
Every note becomes your name.
I'm reaching through the frequencies, but nothing sounds the same. I feel the air.
Do you feel it? Do you feel the electric guitar, the stage, the smoking amp, the crowd going wild? Do you feel it? Can you see yourself there? Where the shadows start to glow. Ooh, baby, 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 baby. Ladies, gentlemen, are you ready to get the most athletic guitar stream ever started? If you are, let's go. Start the clock.
Sorenzo. Sorenzo. Plug in the power, feel the voltage rise. Neon lightning, sparks in my eyes. Fingers on the fretboard, volume high. I'm the glitch in the system you cannot find. Crowds buzzing like a circuit overload. One strum and the whole damn room explodes. Heads are buzzing from the head, banging mosh pit flows. But I'm just getting started. Watch me flow. Ooh baby, baby. Ooh baby, baby. Ooh baby, baby. Ooh baby, baby. Electric in my veins, supercharged, but I'm still unchained. Screw classical players, let them fade. 'Cause I set the stage on fire. Shredding through the chaos like a neon blade. Boss mode riffs in a pixel arcade. Smoke rising from the amp on stage. I get you all far higher. Can you feel
Can you feel
it?
it?
Static
Do you feel it? Do you really feel it?
rising on my
Ooh, baby, baby.
Watch me break the meter. Take it deeper.
Turn me up! Turn me up! Turn it up! Let's go! Woo! Woo! Ladies, gentlemen, good evening. Happy Saturday. I don't know where you're joining me from. If you're in the US, happy Saturday. If you're in Asia, happy Sunday. How you doing? Hope you guys are doing well. Welcome to Guitar Angle episode 56. We made it this far. Welcome to episode 56 of Guitar Angle, guys. My name is Mr. Sorenzo. I am your host with the most. And I gotta tell you guys something. Baby, I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you. Where's my music? Okay, that's better. I gotta tell you something. Let's just forget about that interruption for a second. I'm so in the mood today. I am in the mood today. You know why? Because we got a kick-ass episode today for you guys. Kick rare end episode. I'm telling you. First, we're gonna talk about Gibson Les Paul Exotic Smartwood. It's not a new guitar, but not many people know it. We're gonna talk about the history of it. We're gonna talk about one of the guitars that are out there. And I might tell you a special story about it too. I may or may not. Then, we're gonna talk about Jackson's Pro Plus Stealth Metal Randy Rhoads electric guitar, just released. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about a couple of articles from Johnny Greenwood and from Paul Gilbert. We're gonna talk about a very special Schecter guitar. And I'm gonna introduce you guys to a brand of electric guitar from Europe that you probably haven't heard of. And I wouldn't have heard of it either if I didn't have Polish friends. But I do have friends from Poland, and they will tell you a lot about how good the Polish guitars are. I mean, we know Mayonnaise, right? But this is not That's not the same brand. I'm not talking about mayonnaise. Everybody knows mayonnaise. But man, woo! Oh, we're ready to go. What a music. Bring the energy up. Let's get the party started, ladies and gents, shall we? Let's get the party started. That's what I say. Woo! Let the night go. Man. Woo! All right, tone it down. That's it. I think we're all excited enough now. I think everyone, viewers at home, moms and pops, young guys, kids, everyone's excited. We get that. It's okay now. We can relax. Let me play something a little bit more mellow, so that you guys are already excitable, and I'm already excitable, and the combination is not that good. All right, let me play some nice little tune that gets us going, shall we? All right, tune it down. No, maybe this is a little... Let's not fall asleep here. That's better. Okay. All right. Let us get the party started, y'all. With that interruption and long intro. Let's get the party started. So, I wanted to first start by telling you about this Gibson Les Paul that I've never heard of before. And when I learned about it, I was really kind of a little surprised, to be fully honest with you guys. Let's have a look at it together, shall we? So, for you guys who don't know, Gibson, I'm kidding. Gibson Les Paul, obviously is one of the most iconic, if not the most iconic guitar shape, and Gibson is a company, right? 120 something years, 130 something years now out. They did this Smartwood series starting in 1998, which I genuinely had no clue about. And when I learned about it, I was like, this is insane. So this is basically a limited edition run that Gibson did in 1998 till 2002. And essentially what this was this initiative to use high quality tone wood, exotic tone wood, but in a more sustainable way. So they did this like eco-conscious initiative with a group called Rainforest Alliance, and they were basically certified by that group, and just to make these exotic woods in a more sustainable way and use them in guitars in a more sustainable way. That was basically the initiative. Now, this limited edition run was special. So this Smartwood initiative ran for 3 batches, 3 different periods in Gibson. The first one was the 98 to 2002. There were 3 runs in total, so there was like one a little later in the 2000s, one's a little later. But the first one that was ran, the 98 till 2002, was the only one that had the Smartwood exotic, right? So there were exotic woods that were used in guitars in a sustainable way, not your ordinary tone wood guitars, which were kind of later down the road, right? The later batches are special too, but the first one that was ran in late 90s and early 2000, late 90s quality of Les Pauls are not bad at all for a lot of them. And so they basically did this initiative and ran that thing. So that's the story of Smartwood, Gibson Les Paul, for those of you who don't know. Now, thing about it is that it's still really close to the Les Paul ethos in a lot of ways. Like, for example, the mahogany back, right? You have your, the normal Les Paul pickups in, like, say, 498, 498Ts, I think they're called, right? So they are, they're like kind of the same and in a very similar vicinity in a lot of ways. What's so different about these ones, other than the crazy awesome look and the exotic look, gold hardware and all that jazz, so other than the looks, what's so special about them is that these guitars actually have some nice contours, so they're not like the traditional Les Paul guitars. and they're like thinner. They're like actually thin line in body. So for those people that might not be like a fan of a thick, chunky, boxy guitar, especially if you got a belly like me, because I got a big belly, beautiful belly, that I worked. To be honest with you guys, like I worked extra hard for the belly, so I'm not gonna give it away. But but for those of you who like thinner and more ergonomic guitars, these guitars are actually thin line. So you sort of get this, look at that, Smartwood truss rod cover. But this is how the guitar looks like. And I could potentially, the reason I know about this is because I obviously surf the net the moment I wake up every day, like an obsessive maniac. That's what I do. And I found one of these guitars not that far from me, from like sheer luck. And that guitar is from that first exotic batch. And I was like, what is this, Gibson? Let me read about it. And that was the story. And I want to share with you guys. So that's really, I thought that was really, really interesting. So you got this going on here, you know, your normal mahogany back and all that. Indian rosewood fretboard, nothing crazy about it. Here you see that like, that's sort of like the stamp, the special, what do you want to call it? Icon, whatever it is, at the back of the headstock. Yeah. Now, I love natural wood shit, like wood patterns, natural wood patterns. I love them. The look of this guitar is like really, really something I love. Yeah. Ryu says, "Sup, Renzo? What's happening, pal? How are ya? Long time no see. Happy Saturday." Yeah. Sean, hey Sean, how are you, pal? Sean says, "Looks like Nashville from that pic." This photo is from Chicago Music Exchange, but you could be right. Hi. But yeah, this is like, I was just telling you guys, I'm not sure when you joined in, Sean, but this is like the exotic Smartwood initiative that Gibson did in '98 till 2002. They did later batches of this, which they were like Smartwood, but they were not exotic woods. But yeah, I thought this was really, really interesting. Other than that, it's like the rest of the specs are like your normal, like Les Paul specs, which is interesting. So it's just thin line. The top wood is exotic. Indian rosewood is in almost every other Gibson out there, and gold hardware. That's the thing about it. And now I was like, all right, well, can I get my hand on one of these? And I was like, because I have one. I found one. And probably there's not that many of them around where I live, but I found one from that early 2000 era. And when I look at the like what they're sold for on Reverb, so this is the exotic one. So as you guys can see, like some of them that were produced later than 2002, they're not actually really exotic. This says it's exotic. I don't know if it actually is or not, but this one certainly is. Look at the top wood. And they were selling for like 3,600 Australian dollars. So what is that? 2,000 USD? AUD to USD. 3,600. 2,500 US dollars. Yeah. Ryu says, nice piece of furniture. Yeah. So 2,500 US dollars. Would you guys buy this for 2,500? If I like, all right, so get 2,000. Let's just say you got a 2001 Les Paul Smartwood Exotic with certificate, rare. So that's the top wood. Would you guys buy this for 2,500 USD? Like, do you think it's worth it? Like, these were this was the advertisement that Gibson did. So there were six or seven different like exotic woods that they did in that initiative. Yeah. Do you guys think it's worth it? Ryu says, I would if can be found. Yeah, fair enough. Sean says, it's pricey, but sounds okay for a genuine Gibson. Yeah. Yeah, sounds okay. Thing is, like, for Gibson purists, this is not something that would entice them so much, I would think, right? Because part of it is because it's not like, for example, the choice of tone wood is not the same as your, like, say 50s stuff, right? Or even the standard. And it's thin line. So the body is actually tapered. So if someone's a Gibson purist, they wouldn't really be into this stuff. They would probably go for either like a burst or some gold top or something, which is completely understandable, because like Gibson's clientele are more conservative in their purchases. Like, that kind of makes sense, right? Ryu says would probably hold value. That's a good point. Probably will hold value. I agree with you. The first batch, not the later batches, the one with the exotic Smartwood. I think it would hold its value. You're right. I agree with you. But yeah, the thing about it is, guitars are bad investments, right? I mean, after all, I get it that the Gibsons might hold value, but guitars are really bad investments in my opinion. And so, like, I've learned it the hard way in some ways. And so for me, it was like, you know, I don't know if I buy a guitar, I don't think I'd buy it because like I intend to sell it later. If I sell a guitar later, it's because I've changed as a guitar player and my taste has changed. But I don't buy with the intention of like holding and selling for higher. Like, because think about it, like, think of the opportunity cost, right? So ask yourself, if you buy a Gibson for $2,500, what is the worth in 20 years? And then now think of that exact same opportunity cost, like for example, when you buy a Google stock for $2,500, or whatever ETF you buy for $2,500, like S&P 500 or whatever, and then leave that there for 20 years. This is not a financial advice, but just for me, I'll tell you how I think about it. But like, if I put that 2,500 in S&P in 20 years, maybe it's the worth of that is a lot more than me holding a Gibson guitar for 20 years. See what I'm coming from there? Assuming that the S&P's performance is going to remain the same for the next 20. Like, you get 10% on top every year, right? Like, you're the worth of that thing appreciates 10% every year, whatever it is that you buy. So it's like the opportunity cost is ridiculous. So if you buy a guitar for the sake of investment, then you got to ask yourself, like, you know, is it going to outperform another investment asset class? And if the answer is no, then the simple, honest conclusion is that guitars are not good investments. You might as well just put it in some like passive, like fund or something, whatever. Yeah. Sean says, and lighter. Yeah, you're right. 100% lighter, right? Because of the tapered body. Let's see. I wonder, because I know Sweetwater does secondhand stuff, right? Or am I wrong here? So, let's see. Gibson, Smartwood. Do they have any? Doesn't look like it. Look at that. That looks delicious. I love that look. 60s custom shop top electric guitar with sugar bucker pickups, dirty lemon burst Sweetwater. No, I don't think they have those here. Okay, interesting. But yeah, they're like $2,500 US. Interesting. Sean says, buy secondhand and avoid the big price dive. You're right, 100%. Look, out of all the guitars, I think Les Pauls probably have the least amount of price dive, but there is a lot still there. And because these guitars were produced in like 98 till 2002, so that was the best and the original batch of Smartwood Exotic was done between 1998 and 2002. So anything you buy, it is going to be secondhand. It's the question of how good of a secondhand is it in terms of the condition of it. Bryce says, screw the stock market. Fair enough, man. Whatever asset class you're into, whatever it is that you think you should do, whether it's gold or whether it's crypto, whatever. I'm not like, that wasn't an advice on financial advice. Like, I'm not a financial advisor. I suck at these stuff. Well, all I'm saying was just like, all I brought up was an example to explain what I meant by that opportunity cost. That's the only reason why I brought it up. Yeah. Yeah. Sean says, your commitment to this channel is impressive. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. I have some real life stuff to do and wasn't expecting to spend another morning with you, so I'll be popping in and out. For sure, man. Sure thing. Whenever you go and come back, it's always good to see you. So pop out, come back in, drop a note, let me know you're in. All very good. So yeah, that's the story with Gibson Smartwood. So yeah, there is one locally that I found that I thought, like, I'm giving it a strong consideration. It will be my first Les Paul that I own. Like, because I was never big on Gibsons, to be fully honest with you guys. I was never big on Gibsons. And I was telling, I don't know, it was like 2 or 3 streams ago, but I was telling you guys, I think it was last week, like, the more I learn about the technicalities of Gibson guitar build, the less it makes me like them. Like, for example, the wiring of the pickups is different. Instead of having a separate ground wire, the ground wire engulfs the hot wire, right? It goes around it, for those of you who are familiar. Or when it comes to the nut slot design, for most of them, the bottom quarter of the nut, like on the side of the guitar neck, has a bit of finish on it. So if you want to detach the nut and do some work on it, like refret the guitar or whatever it is you need to do, you got to be conscious of that. Obviously, the 17-degree headstock angle, you know, you drop that guitar, you're screwed. You know, so it's a very unique guitar. It's like Kirk Hammett in some interview once said that if you break a Gibson headstock and then you fix it, it sounds better. I don't know whether it's actually true, like if he genuinely meant it, or if it's something he tells to himself so that he makes himself feel better after breaking all the original 1959 headstocks that he has at home. Because Kirk Hammett has like 1959s, like few of them. 1959 was probably the best batch of Gibson ever produced, in like actual 1959. And there were 648 of them around the world. Like, there were only 648 ever produced, if I'm not mistaken. And Kirk Hammett has like 6 of them, 7 of them or something. Like a ridiculous number. Ridiculous number. Joe Bonamassa got so many of them. But that's what Kirk Hammett was saying. Is like, oh, if you break the headstock and you fix it, it sounds a lot better. And I'm like, if he's honest, that's an interesting proposition. But I have a feeling that a lot of it is because he just tells that to himself to make himself feel better after breaking the headstock of a $200,000 guitar. I would too. If I could afford a $200,000 guitar and I break the headstock, I'd still be like, you know, it sounds better after, you know. My lord, Zuhair, what's happening, man? How are ya? Says, evening, Sorenzo. Wow, I sent this on my computer first and my phone. I see it didn't go. Weird. What did you send first? You're talking about the comment that you just... Because on my end, I haven't received anything, like, other than your text, like your chat. Just evening. Yeah, fair enough, man. Good to see you. Good to see you. Good to see you. Ryu says, it's kind of an SG with a Les Paul body shape. It's kind of an SG with a Les Paul body shape. You mean this guitar? Oops. I don't know. What do you mean, like, SG in terms of, like, what is the wood in the SG? I thought they were, like, mahogany body maple tops. I could be wrong. Let's check. gonna do a different browser. So if I go to the original collection, and I'll go with like, that's a junior, like a normal SG, like a SG standard 61. There we go. Man, that TV yellow color is something special, huh? It really is. Like, I know SG's the first time. I remember the first time I saw an SG was in the System of a Down music video clip of BYOB. Darren Malikian, the guitarist, was playing an SG, a cherry red SG. I was like, oh man, that's a weird looking guitar. Can we please see, can this load eventually? That would be nice. Just load. That'll be nice. There we go. See, that wasn't that hard, Gibson, was it? Look at the grains on this baby. Woo-hoo-hoo. We like. Okay, so it's a two-piece figured maple cap with a mahogany neck and probably a mahogany body, right? Certainly a mahogany body, I would say. There we go. So not exactly the same, right? Because this one has an exotic tone wood top. Like one of these 6, essentially, in that batch between 98 and 2002. Yeah. The most expensive of these is the... Oh God, forgot that tone wood name. That starts with a P. What was that name? What was that tone wood? Paroba. The Paroba out of all the 6. So you have the Ambe, you have the Banara, you have the Kanacharana, the dark brown natural finish. So that one. And then you have the Paroba, which is probably the most expensive exotic wood of all amongst the 6. Yeah. So I don't know what you meant when you said, is it just like the SG? Yeah. Zuhair says, kind of reminds you of bullhorns. Ah, the SG? Yeah, it does. To be fully honest with you, and I know a lot of people love this shape, it was never a shape that enticed me. Like, it was never a shape that got me, like, salivating. Yeah. But it kind of tells you the magic of the 50s and 60s, man. Like, all the shapes they came up with. Like, since then, we haven't come up with any new freaking shapes. Like, they were all like, you know what I mean? The Les Paul, the Tellys, the Strat, the SG, the Explorer, the Firebird in the early 60s. The V. All these shapes were done in like the golden era, like 50s and 60s. And then apparently after that, our creativity died. Like, there were some companies like PRS that got their original shape, Kiesel got their original shape, Strandbergs. Like, there are some companies that do it, but my lord, like, it's like, it feels like there was an explosion of guitar creativity in that 2 decades, 1.5 decade or whatever. It's just, and then after that it died. Yeah. Ryu says just in thickness. Right. So the thickness of this is similar to the thickness of an SG, is what you said. Yeah, you're right. I think so. I think that's the case. You can compare it with an SG or probably with like a Les Paul Modern, perhaps. Because I know Les Paul Moderns also have tapered bodies. But yeah, it's just like, does it say? What is all these photos? Bonamassa Nerdville. Okay, does this say how heavy this baby is? Or now? Okay, 3.69 kilograms. So what's that in poundage? £8.1 pounds. What do you guys think? Heavy? 8 pounds? It's not 9 or 10. That, like 10 pounds you get for like traditional Les Pauls. It's a little lighter, but it's not like light either. It's not like, You know, it's not like a 7-pounder or something. Yeah. Zuhair says, yeah, I like the SG shape, but also the guitars are surprisingly lightweight. Gibson SGs too. Right. Right, interesting, okay. Never played with an SG, believe it or not. Again, like the shape of that guitar was never something that I salivated over. I don't think I ever played an SG. Is it good? Is it like, how's the neck like? So like if I pick up something like, not as expensive as this, but like a normal standard SG, if I pick it up in a music store, or even this one in a music store, what would I feel with the neck? So, end of board width is 56.9 mils. 12-inch radius, obviously. Okay, so nut width is 42.8, scale length is 24.75. Profile is authentic 1961, so it's like a Gibson. Rounded shape, very comfy neck. Is it like the 60s Les Pauls? Is that what we're talking about here? It says authentic 61, and I don't know how that would translate to like guitars that I know of, that I've held before. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, crazy good. Like, I don't know, man. I found one that is in my vicinity, and I was like being tempted to buy it. And I'm like, maybe I should try, because this is like a very unique, like one of a kind of a batch they did for like a span of 4 years. Yeah, and the one that I found, the one that I could like potentially buy, is the one that has the Peroba on it, the more expensive exotic wood. So we'll see. I'm considering it. I'm considering it strongly. We'll see how that goes. I'll message the guys and see what's going on there. Anyways, enough about me and this guitar. Bring it back. All right. I read this article. Tell you guys what. I read this article the other day, and I was like, this was like an interesting article, because especially like if you guys play in front of other people's, whether that is in person, on stream, and content, doesn't matter. You have thought about this at some point. And I thought that would be an interesting topic of discussion. And I had like really strong opinions on this. When I was thinking about it, I read the article and I was thinking about it. And I was like, hold on a second, man, my opinions are too strong on this. So, check this out. This is Paul Gilbert. You guys know Paul Gilbert, right? Saying, Joe Satriani, said, I wish I could let that go, but it's hard. Paul Gilbert explains why Joe Satriani feels the need to prove he can shred on his records. The guitarist says the pressure to demonstrate your chops never really disappears, even at the highest level. So, what he said was, well, I try to be aware of my own habits, both good and bad, and so if I find myself getting too dense, I'll try to slow down. To me, that is actually a courageous thing to do, not go crazy all the time and rely on the fact that it works for the song and not have to prove yourself on every single second, right? And then it continues to say, it was funny, I did a guitar camp once with Joe. I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but he said something like, every time I do an album, I feel like the first song I have to prove that I can play guitar. And he said, I don't like that. I wish I could let that go, but it's just really hard. And I thought, I know exactly what you mean. There's like this athletic element where you want to prove that you can swim, like you can still swim, like you're Michael Phelps. I said Fleps. Like you're Michael Phelps. I still can't swim as fast as I did when I was 22. So essentially what he's saying here is talking about the pressure of having to perform fast and show off. And obviously, in the era of Instagram and clicks and likes and views, that has only intensified. So as all you guys know, all you got to do is just go on Instagram and just flick, and the next thing you see is this super technical insanity that is out there that like heavily, the production is high quality, but heavily produced. It's not like live playing at all. And it's crazy. It's just crazy technical and all that. And this is what I thought, for me, this is what I thought. Like I understand the feeling. My first thought on this was that people that feel that way are, the first thing we have to acknowledge is that they're worried about other people's judging them, right? So you're worried about somebody else's opinion. And I'm not saying like you should go like, you don't care about what anybody says and whatever, you're good. I'm not talking about that cliche. But what these people tend to forget, these are the same people, like if you have that kind of a feeling, and that, to give these guys credit, they get criticized by a larger number of people. They get shit from so many more people, like crazy amount of people, right? So the pressure is a lot more on them, and that's their livelihood. So it's a lot more pressure, granted. But just like talking about like everybody, like talking about all of us combined, collectively, these are the same people that would feel bad if somebody else comes to them and tell them like the type of metal that they listen to is not good, or the type of guitar they have is not good, or that taste in whatever music they have is not good, and it gets to them. I'll tell you guys a way around this, right? I'll tell you guys exactly a way around this. So this is something that I'm not trying to blow my own horns here. Let me stop the music because I need you guys to get this. Like, I need you to feel this because it helped me a lot, and I know it will help some of you. Whenever you get to a scenario, I feel strongly about this, man. Whenever you get to a situation where somebody tells you, oh, this subgenre of metal is really not metal, like what you're listening to, like they might not directly tell you, but what they're implying is that what you're listening to sucks. Or what the type of guitar you like sucks, or your taste is bad, and this and that. And there's a lot of that online. Right? Here is how I want you to think about it. At the end of the day, we're all humans. And you will do your best as an adult to, you acknowledge that there's going to be weird people everywhere and things are going to come your way and you just got to brush them off. Fine. But the one thing I need you guys to remember is that as long as it's your money, your time, your resources, ain't nobody can say a freaking thing. It's none of their business. I remember, man, there was this discussion I was having we were a group of friends. I remember it was like a few years ago, just before COVID maybe. But it was like a few years ago. We were with a group of friends. There was myself, a few other guys. 2 or 3 of them were bassists. One of them played guitar, a British guy who played guitar, and he gigged. Freaking snobbish. Really nice guy, but very arrogant. Genuinely a good-hearted person, but arrogant. And he was going around like telling everybody, him and one of the bassists had very strong opinions about what music is really like good. Like we were talking about Metallica and Megadeth, right? I picked up the electric guitar because of Metallica, because of James and Kirk. And he hated that for some reason, doesn't like Metallica, and tells everybody else how they're serfs, you know what I mean? How they're peasants, because Megadeth's riffs are better and more technical and yada yada, right? We were having some beers together and having a laugh. We were friends. We still are. Not with many of them. With one of them, I'm still friends, but we still are, right? We're like we don't hate each other or anything. But there was a moment in that catch up, in that evening we were spending together, that I was like, all right, this is becoming a little too much. Like I'm trying to be nice here. I'm trying to be courteous here, and I don't feel like I'm getting that courtesy back. So I went on, I sort of like went on firmly, and I said this sentence, and I'm like, I wasn't planning it, but I'm like, oh my, like later on when I thought about it, I'm like, oh, that's actually a good motto. So this is what I said. Literally, I said, listen, man, it's my time. It's my freaking money. I earned it. Nobody gave it to me, and it's my resources. I spend it however the hell I want in exactly the way I want it. And then this is what I said. I said, so when it comes to my money, my time, my resources, I have the first word and I have the last word. I say the last word and I say the middle word. This is literally all I said. I said, like, I have the first word, I say the last word, and I say the middle word. It's all about me. It's only about me. Nobody else. So if you don't like what I'm listening to or the guitar I buy with my own money, my own time, you can suck my ding dong. That was the attitude. It wasn't like, oh, we don't care about other people or opinion or whatever. It's like, no, it's my stuff, right? So if anybody ever came to you, made you feel like that what you're listening to is not good enough, or the guitar type that you like is not good enough, or anything around those lines, remember that you have ownership over it, over your time, over your money, over anything that has to do with you and your resources. Remember that. I'll give you this analogy. If you and I went out to get ourselves some steak sandwiches, right? So let's just say you and I are hanging out somewhere, down some Austin, Texas, right? We want to go and get a nice smoked sandwich, right? And we go there and I want to get a sandwich with like a plain sandwich with no sauce or anything in it. And you want to get one with barbecue sauce in it, let's just say, right? You want to get a rib sandwich with barbecue sauce. Now imagine if I went to you and said, you know what? No, you're not getting it. You're not getting that. You're getting a freaking Caesar salad or something. And you'd be like, all right, man, get out of here. And then imagine I come and physically try to stop you from getting a rib sandwich with barbecue sauce. You kind of will push me away. You'll be a little annoyed. And if I keep this up to interfere with your business and try to control what is yours, you'll call the cops, right? So in every other domain of discourse, right, we have agreed, well, there is a consensus that you don't go on and interfere with people's personal choice because that's their freedom to have. For some freaking reason, part of the community can't apply the same standard to guitars. So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that there will be people out there. Like, I remember, I'll tell you guys exactly. So I get a lot of these days, and I try to clean up because I do create content, right? But like on my Instagram only, we had north of 300,000 views in the past 30 days. 300,000 people watched some sort of video of mine on Instagram in the past month, right? If 1% of them are weird, like weirdos, 1% of 300,000 is 1,000. It's 3,000, right? 300 divided by 100, that's 3,000 people talking shit on Instagram. And that's Instagram only. So if you put yourself out there, these things will come. And if you guys ever do, I just want to equip you with this. Just keep in mind, and sometimes you guys know it, but sometimes you might need a reminder of it, that it's your resources. It's not about good or bad. It's about your choice. And so keep it in mind. I think it's an important lesson that I learned that day, and hopefully sharing it will help somebody that is watching this right now. Yeah. End of the rant. Zuhair says, how do you recognize someone implying? I always wondered the best way to know that. Sometimes you never know. You want to assume the best in people. And you want to, make sure that if you have some sort of a reaction is a bad word. You don't want to be reactionary. You want to be calm and collected. You want to be controlled and based. But you want to make sure if that's the conclusion you want to, like, that's the right conclusion. You know what I mean? And sometimes you'll never know, and just move on. Why do you need to know? Does it change anything? So move on. Do you know what I mean? Like, not every argument is worth having. Not every hill
worth dying on, and not every person you have to sit down and figure things out with. Yeah. Zuhair says he was a dummy, expecting you to listen to his opinion and feelings. No, he's a nice guy. I almost said his name. He's a very nice guy, with a good-hearted person. You know, a bit arrogant, a bit British. But you get the idea. Yeah. All right, back to guitars. Enough of this. Enough of this stuff. Zuhair says, I guess if they keep bringing their opinion up on Ask, they seem to be wanting to agree. Sometimes people feel strongly about something. It's not about them trying to change your mind. Sometimes they're just trying to just bring it up. But yeah, enough of this, man. Let's talk about fun stuff. But I thought, look, I thought if there's one person that is gonna take something out of this, like it will help him, I thought maybe it's worth bringing it up, because I learned it the hard way. It used to impact me until I was like, all right, well, this is ridiculous. I can't let that happen. So there we go. Okay, moving on. Man, I gotta tell you guys something about this guitar. So those of you who know me know that I'm not like too big on this particular guitar, but I found this version of it really interesting. Check this out. So there was a new Jackson Pro Plus Pure Metal Limited Edition that was released not long ago. Very, very recently, if I'm not mistaken. And it's already sold out. And I thought, what are we talking about here? So this is the guitar. Check this out. Pure metal, black, it makes perfect sense. It's your Randy Rose shape, obviously, you know, the uneven wings, and you have like a really nice access to higher registers there. This one is a single pickup guitar, interestingly. So really, really one-trick pony in a lot of ways. I mean, it's called pure metal, I guess I get it. But before we even talk about anything else, shall we have a listen to this? Let's have a listen to this guitar together for a second. Pause. Here we go. Go back. Let's have a listen. Hell yeah. This is awesome. Okay. That was the demo. The demo was awesome, honestly. Like, not always you get such a treat on different websites, like when they're demoing their new models and all that, because they would just pick the guitar up and talk about it and all that stuff. And this is pre-recorded. It would have been nice if they do something that Yamaha does all the time. So with Yamahas, you get like actual recording of the guitar, and they'll tell you, all right, we'll play like this specific guitar that you're reviewing right now, you're seeing right now with that specific amp on that specific setting, and this is how it sounds like. So it would be really great if they did that, because then, you know, when somebody buys things online, especially like more and more people buy things online these days, right? that will give you a nice idea of how things are. So it would be a nice thing to do, but boy, this was awesome. What we just listened to, I really liked it. I really, really liked it. But it is a one-trick pony. It really is. It's just built for metal. That's all. which is great, but you get the idea. Zuair says, dude, used to impact me too until I realized people can be like that. Right? Yeah. Zuair says, nice metal though. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You will like Five Finger Death Punch, I think. I heard of him. I probably at some point listened to some tunes. Thanks for the reminder. Let me actually put it in a note. Hold on. Let me put it in a note to go back to it. Give me a segundo. Type it down. Five Finger Death Punch. And then I'll say, listen. Thanks for the reminder, dude. I just put it in my pipeline. So I will go back to it. Oops, come back to me. Listen to it. But anyways, that was the thing. Now, talking about the specs of this guitar, the specs a little. I wasn't expecting the specs either. Like so, okay. So fingerboard material is ebony, and ebony is the only choice you have if you're going for that kind of a look, right? So it's almost a given. Body material's poplar. I didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming at all. Poplar guitars can be a little heavy. So obviously for a V, that's not so much of a concern because of all the shaving that you do. I just didn't see that choice. Anyways. So there we go. That's the back of your guitar, as you'd expected. Really nice satin finish, a matte satin finish. Yeah, really nice actually. There we go. Here we go. Now this, did we remove this stuff here? Why does this photo have some stuff at the back? Okay, because it's crafted in Indonesia, that's why. So they kept it in this photo. I think they removed it here, but it's made in Indonesia. All right, so this looks like this is coming from Cortec, and if it's a Pro, in all likelihood it's coming from the Master Luthier build, the Master build factory in Cortec. Now, the thing I have problems with Jackson's, and I don't know if this one has it or not, Jackson's neck body joints are horrible. In all sincerity, are some of the worst ones that are out there. One of the reasons I sold my Jackson V guitar was because of the bad, like a horrible neck body joint. That was one of the reasons. Even after sanding the neck, sanded the back of the neck, even after doing that fix, it wasn't that pleasant. I just dropped my mic, sorry. Trying to pick up the remote for the AC. So that's interesting. What do we have? Gray bound poplar body, three-piece through maple neck. Okay, so that's why the neck body joint is smooth here. Okay, and by the way, and it's not a real neck through, right? So it says through maple neck. For Jackson's newer Jackson, it kind of goes halfway into the body. 12 to 16 inch compound radius, we know that's standard Jackson, nothing new here. 24 jumbo stainless steel frets, bare knuckle, holy diver bridge humbucker. Yeah. Sounds mean. Those pickups sound mean. Floyd Rose 1000, lumen lace side dot, comes with a gig bag. Interesting. Really interesting. Okay. Comes with a gig bag of its own. Whatever. I mean, nothing. I think we've covered it all. Have we missed anything on the measurements or anything of that nature? 25.5 inch scale. Nothing surprising there. 3-piece neck maple material. Okay. Nut with is 4286. Interesting. I thought it'd be like 42. I thought it would be a little smaller than that. It's like your strings are closer together. Interesting. Zuhair says, not sure how I feel about white bevel lining. Speak your feelings? I don't mind. You know? It's like, with these kind of aesthetics, it's really like context based. Like, you gotta look at the guitar itself, but I don't know. I don't mind the bindings or the inlays. That creates a nice contrast with the black satin. No? Don't you think? Yeah. For some reason, and it could be just like the photo here, it feels like the headstock is a little brighter than the actual body. Can you guys see it? That's the headstock. So it gives you the grayish, whitish vibe. Grayish, whitish vibe. Closer to the truss rod cavity opening. But then the body is like nice, unified, kind of like a black satin finish. Shaolin! Shaolin says ganja and guitar is a great way to end the weekend. I'm glad it's working for you. How are you, brother? You good? Happy Saturday. But yeah, overall, this guitar came out and it was sold out pretty much like very quickly. I wonder whether they're still like left on, like if there's a stock on Sweetwater. Wonder how much they are. They're Indonesian made, so they're Pro Plus, but they're actually Indonesian made. $1,600. Okay. Well, now we know. Yeah, $1,600 and there's like 7 pounds. Okay. There we go. Still am, thanks, says Shaolin. It's good. And that is the gig bag. Yeah, they could Jackson can work on the gig bags too. They're really the gig bags here that comes with V's and Randy Rhodes are not really impressive at all. I bought one for my old King V, which I sold. My lord, the guitar case, the soft case is really unimpressive. So if you guys ever thought about buying one, it wasn't high quality. It wasn't good. Yeah, and that's the thing with like Jackson V's, like with anything V shape or like RR shaped guitar, like whether it's an even V or uneven V. That's one of the challenges with it, that you have to find the right case for it, and the right stand. So, Shaolin says looks more like a body bag. So freaking true. What a good analogy. It really looks like a body bag. Like it really does, and it's a perfect fit because you buy a Jackson guitar, all your hopes of having a good guitar goes to die. So the body bag is actually a really good analogy. I'm kidding. I'm being that way about it, by the way. Jackson has good guitars. Wink, wink. But like, you know what I mean? Like, this is so unimpressive. What, couldn't you guys come up with a better design? And I'll tell you guys exactly, like, one of the things that I had the Jackson bag, right? Which I sold it with the guitar, obviously. But the lining, the thing that, you know, they sew on the Jackson logo on the thing, right? With machines, it's like a sewing machine that does that. It's so low quality when you see it in person. It looks like a cheap Chinese knockoff. Genuinely. And I knew that, like, that case that I bought was actually a Jackson case. I bought it from a dealer. And I bought it out of necessity. Like, when it arrived, I was like, oh, this sucks. I bought it out of necessity because the V needed a case. And you can't put a V in any other case. It's not like a Strat or a Les Paul or a Tele that you can just have other cases in it and just put it in there, right? But I think the analogy of the day goes to Shaolin. It does look like a body bag. Zuhair says, if there is a suspected killer, let's stop all Jackson guitar carrying folks. Yeah, it's like, yeah, you don't want to carry that. Yeah. Sean says, looks like that guitar comes in 3 different body shapes. You're right. This series comes in different body shapes. So you have the Kelly, you have the Randy Rhoads, and then you have the Super Strat. The Soloist. And the V too, actually. The even V. It's more than that, actually, dude. Never mind. Yeah, more than what I just said it was. So. And it's exactly the same pickup. Yeah, it's the same guitar, just coming in like 4 different shapes. The Super Strat's nice, right? Sean says, I like the Super Strat. The Super Strat's nice. Yeah. There was a magic about this shape for me. Like, both of my main guitars, like the 2 guitars that I spend the most time with, they're the Super Strats. For some reason, for my body, there's a magic about that shape that just feels so comfortably for me. Like tapered, beveled, like shaped Super Strats. Yeah. So there's something magical about this shape for me. Always loved them. I always loved Super Strats. Zuhair says, my Gibson flying V-bag looks like a Y. Yeah, Gibson has a nice design, right? Like, have a look. Like, so good of you to bring it up. Gibson flying V case. Look how beautiful this design is. Like, it, you know, you pick that up, it says that there's a V in there. There are like more like impressive hard cases there. You know, there's like the deluxe stuff there. And then you got like this kind of a shape too that you just put the V inside. But it's something. There's something to that case. Now, compare that with... Where was the case of that thing we saw? Where is it? Yeah, compare that with this now. It's just like...
Don't explain a thing.
Yeah. Shaolin says for $1,700 they can include a better softcase. 100%. This is cost-cutting measure on a higher range guitar. Like, after you pass like a $1,000 price range, you're really approaching high end now, right? 1,600 is high end, and if you're calling it like Pro Plus, that kind of tells you that you're going for that high end kind of piece, right? This is not good enough. This is like cost-cutting measure. That's my opinion. And I understand that you guys might have a different opinion here. Completely respect it. Yeah. Sean says, I like the Super Strat. Used to have an Ibanez with a similar look. Yeah, hell yeah. What was the model? Like an RG? Shaolin says, my one problem is the finish. I had a Satin finish guitar. It buffs off over time and you get shiny areas in the finish. Yeah, you're right. You see shiny patches where your hands sit. You're absolutely right. The advantage of it though, like when you get something like this, is that the guitar is never sticky. Like that's one of the reasons why I'm not a biggest fan of like gloss finishes. They can get sticky. Neck and the body both. So I remember like I had the PRS 2023 whole comp blue. Zuhair knows what I'm talking about. I'm talking about this guitar. PRS SE whole comp blue 2023. So when I had this guitar, and this is a really good guitar. This is not a bad guitar at all. Like it sounds nice. It's good. But the problem is that it has a gloss body, and for me to start playing right away without any issues, a lot of times I used to wear like long sleeve tees or long sleeve shirts so that my forearm doesn't get stuck on the surface of the body. And I hated that. And then like sort of spend some time, like 10 minutes, your hand warms up, you sweat a little, and then you're okay. But just that starting point wasn't the most pleasant experience. So I sold that guitar. That's probably the main reason I sold it. Otherwise, it was a great guitar. And I have the 7-string in satin, which I love. Like, it's perfect for me. How do you guys feel? Like, do you guys have that too, or is it just me? Like, when you guys are playing the guitar with something like this high gloss and it's sticky, do you have issues with that? How do you go around it? Because there's ways around it. Like, for example, you could keep your forearm more stationary and really isolate the wrist. Because I do mostly wrist, but there's a bit of upper body forearm movement around when I play. So it's not like that. It's mostly the wrist, but then there is obviously a bit of movement here. How do you guys deal with it? I wonder. Sean says, interesting, I never thought of that. I can actually show you how that looks like if you want. Give me a second. Let me bring that guitar. God damn it, I think I just dropped my guitar. So guys, give me a second, sorry. I think in my ownership of that Hello Kitty guitar over the past 2 years, that's the first time ever something like that happened. It's been a very long time since I last struck the guitar. Very, very long time, like literally years. And it happened and I'm not happy about it. I should have positioned that guitar better, so it's on me. Anyways, the point is, have a look at this guitar. So this is the Satin, that's Satin-ish. It is Satin, of what I just showed you guys. So it's the same guitar. You can see the patches here, see that? Look at here, in the light. See how it shines differently a little? And you can see that here too a little. There. That's what happens with satin finishes when you play them. So it will be there, and then here, where you put your there, you can see it. You can clearly see it, right? Like two kidney-shaped spots on the guitar. Look at right above the volume knob right now. Yeah. That is the spots that you get with more satin finishes. So Shaolin has a point. Shaolin has a great point. Man, Shaolin, you're really knowledgeable on these stuff, aren't you? Hats off to you, dude. You're very, very knowledgeable. Like, it looked like thinking of your chats today, yesterday, earlier chats we've had about different stuff. You really know your stuff. Hats off to you, dude. All the respect. This is great. Love it when I talk to people that know their stuff and are interested about something and dig deeper into that. So that's really interesting. That's good. Love it. Zuhair says... Zuhair, what was that? I lost the chat. Okay. Zuhair said, mine is exactly that shape, but a heavy, thick, soft bag. Right. Oh, you're talking about your Gibson guitar case. Yeah, like there are really good stuff out there. It's not like there's no shortage of like good cases, but for some reason Jackson decided to go for something that looks like a knockoff. It's just like Sean says, but can't you just re-satin in with some fine sanding paper? You could potentially rebuff it and redo the whole thing, but why? It's like it doesn't have any like playability issues or anything. And to be honest with you, like I don't buy relic guitars. I may buy one day, but I like to relic my own guitar. Like it makes it mine. And I'm like so proud of it. You know what I mean? Like I was telling Mrs. Peaches like 2-3 days ago actually. So my black Washburn N4, it's like it was made in 2005, so that is what, like 21 years old. And when I play it, like there's spots on the neck, there's spots on the body, and I did most of it. And I'm so proud of that. So it just feels like the guitar has been with me. It's like when you have a dog and you grow old with your dog. You know that feeling? Feels like that for me. But that's just me. You know. Sean says an RGA 42. Ah, that was the guitar you had, the Super Strat. So Ibanez RGA 42. Let's have a look at Sean's guitar. Ha! There we go. Look at that. I love the top wood. Look at that. Love the top wood. It's so good. Beautiful finish, by the way. Zuhair says, I have the RJ42 now. Sunburst one. Yeah, we talked, I think we talked about it in earlier streams, didn't we, Zuhair? Really light and thin, easy to hold and fret, super guitar. With PRS, I like gloss bodies. Matt may feel cheap on PRS. Ah, I get your point. I get what you're talking about. You buy PRS, you might as well go for the look of a. Yeah, I get it. I get it. Ay, ay, ay. The fact that, like, it's just so, like, aesthetically driven, but we all get it and we all feel the same way. It's hilarious. Sean says, don't judge me. No judging. You don't judge. Sean says, don't judge me, but I swapped mine for a 1971 made in Japan Les Paul copy that didn't play. Needed a project. Ah, okay. No, why judge? We literally did a project-ish thing yesterday. Sometimes you need that mental stimulation. Sometimes you need to work on something. And sometimes just things don't click. Doesn't mean that RGs are bad guitars. Like, doesn't mean that, you know, it's not good. If you've bought and sold a lot of guitars like I have, like it's nothing wrong with you or anything. Sometimes you just need that flow. You know what I mean? Ultimately, this is what I say, man. Like, and I say it during every stream, like at the end of every stream, I made it a mission of mine to say it, that look, life's short. Like, these seconds, we're not getting them back. So at least do what you love. Or if your responsibilities with job and family and everything else takes you away from what you love, dedicate 2 hours a day, an hour a day, selfishly for yourself to do what you love, because these seconds are not going to come back. Right? And so if that was the thing that made you happy, hell, man, that's as good as anything. Like, that's like the best thing you could do. So no, man, I don't judge you in a negative way. I actually judge you in a positive way. You thought that was a decision you wanted to make, that made it work for you, and that made it work for you. And can I say something? The lawsuit era Japanese guitars are awesome. They're awesome. They're one of the reasons why Gibson was going after those Japanese-made guitars was the fact that they're so well made. Guys, I was born in Japan. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Japanese culture, but the work culture in Japan is very unforgiving. If you go, even now, like even things now have mellowed up a little in Japan. But if you go to Japan, even now, the work culture is unforgiving. We have, just to give you guys like the context of how strict things are. In our train stations, you know, you get a train in the morning to go to work, right? Subway. in Subway, if the train that you're getting on is late for more than 2 or 3 minutes, they will give you paper slips. There will be a staff of the subway out at the exits, like standing in the exits, and hand out paper slips to everybody that wants it for you to give to your boss to explain why you were late for work. Tiny little paper slips. They hand them out if the train is late for more than a minute or two. That's how unforgiving the work culture is in Japan. That's why a lot of people, when they go to Japan, they find it extremely difficult to work because the work expectations are really different. Like, the work culture is genuinely really different to what we're used to in the West, right? And so imagine now that culture in the 70s, which was even more strict than what it is now, more attention to detail, more perfectionist, now get them to make Les Pauls. And I use the Les Paul example on purpose because Les Paul, as legendary, as great of a guitar as it is a faulty guitar. The design on a Gibson Les Paul has a lot of faults, as you guys know it. As we've all know it, like, we all are aware of Gibson quality control issues, right? So you get that faulty guitar, they get that imperfect guitar. Like, PRS guitars are as close as, like, to a perfect guitar you can get. Like, there are some bad guitars there too. There's always bad guitars in any batch. But when it comes to quality control, PRS is meticulous. They're that way about it. Even their Indonesian-made guitars that are distributed in the US, they all go through the Maryland workshop first for quality control, right? So Gibson is faulty, imperfect guitar with quality. Imagine getting that and then giving it to the Japanese and getting them to make it. I'm like, of course Gibson sued them. You know what I mean? Of course they did. If I was Gibson too, I'd feel threatened that, you know, I have this legendary, awesome thing and a bunch of guys in Japan are making it cheaper and far better than I'm doing. Like, I'd feel that way about it too. So 70s, like, Japanese made, like, lawsuit era Japanese stuff, good stuff there in Japan, they're pretty good. And they're really cheap because they're not Gibson, so they're not good enough for the purists. Yeah. Yeah. Sean says, now it's a really sweet guitar that's the same age as me. Hell yeah. Well, there we go. That's a nice feeling, right? Shaolin says, polyurethane gloss finish on the neck can be changed to matte by using steel wool. Steel wool is good. I wouldn't recommend using steel wool on your guitar because of the little compartments that drop as you use it. And those little compartments, if you use steel wool close to your pickups, because pickups are magnets, right? And steel wool is metal, is magnetic material, it's gonna kill your pickups. You can Google, if you haven't done it yourself, Shaolin, you can Google a lot of pickups, old guitars that people have used steel wool on them. You take them out, you look at the magnets, and they're just like flooded with little pieces of steel wool, dirty pieces of steel wool that ruin the pickup. So, if you guys want to use something like, you use alternatives to steel wool if you're doing anything near your pickups, if you're doing anything near the body. I mean, you can take the pickups out and all that jazz, but there are better alternatives to steel wool. You can just get like an ultra fine sanding material. Yeah. So if you guys are doing it at home and you want to use steel wool, either fully remove your pickups, just get your pickups out of the way, because those little particles are going to they're going to stick to your pickups, because pickups are magnets, right? You put a magnet close to a metal, it sucks it in. So, yeah. Or don't use steel wool, use something else. Shaolin says, oh, we just read that. Yeah, okay, so use steel wool. There are videos that show how to do that. Very easy to do, like 5 minutes and you get rid of the stickiness. Yeah, 100%. I used, I think, I used the 3200 grit sanding paper pad for similar purposes, I think. From memory, I did it a very long time ago. I don't remember what the outcome is. It was a while ago. But there are other alternatives to steel wool. That's the point I'm trying to make. Use like non-metal material, non-magnetic material. Zuhair says, "Ooh, wow, beautiful. I'll take my I take back my matte comment." Ah. Oh, there you go. Sean says, "Looks better than scratches and wear on gloss finish." Yeah. Shaolin says, "You'll need to redo the whole guitar top." And Sean says, "Yeah, like Mr. Sorenzo just said, it adds character. I love the damage I've done." Yeah, it's so good, man. It's just a lot of fun. Yeah. Zuhair says, "Sorenzo, remember my Ibanez? It's that one." Yeah, no, I know. I remember your Ibanez, the sunburst one. I think we talked about it on stream a few streams ago. Is it the same in China? I don't know anything about China. You're talking about the culture, work culture, and everything else. I can tell you for a fact, based on, because there's a lot of Chinese people in Australia. And I think about 1/5 of the population in major cities in Australia is like 20% of major population in major cities in Australia are from China. People that are migrated from China. So based on my interactions with them, no, there are some strong differences between the Chinese culture and the Japanese culture. Some similarities, but some differences too. But I don't know anything about the Chinese work culture. Nothing, nada. Yeah. Sean says the Japanese made LP copies correct the neck type. Let's actually, you know what? Let's search one. You're right. So Japanese lawsuit era Les Paul. Let's look it up. Even Guitar World is doing articles on it. Ha. Let me find like a nice photo. And I mean, here we go. The image is right. Yeah. Was that like Greco's did Les Pauls at some point? Am I wrong? I think Greco's at some point did Les Pauls. But yeah, they're like there are some of them that are very, 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 very good quality. Dare I say, some of them will beat 70s Les Pauls like Gibson Les Pauls. But again, because it's Gibson, it's the brand, it gets that. But like another brand that honestly in terms of like quality beats Gibson Les Paul, but it's not regarded as highly. Heritage guitars. So for those who don't know, Heritage guitars were like this. So you guys know that Gibson's workshop initially used to be in Kalamazoo, Michigan, and then they moved their workshop and they went to Nashville, if I'm not mistaken, right? So, but when they moved, some of the old Gibson workers and luthiers left in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And so then they started this brand called Heritage. And Heritage guitars is essentially like true to classics kind of a thing. And they're really high quality. So for those who don't know, Heritage guitars. Here we go. Look at that. And this particular guitar is called Dirty H150. That's their Les Paul shape. This one's called the Dirty Lemon Burst. Very famous finish in Heritage guitars for those who are familiar with it. And these pickups are Seymour Duncan 59s. So their standard H150s come with Seymour Duncan 59s on the neck and the bridge. And their custom shop stuff come with 225 custom pickups. Those are a lot more expensive. Like double the price of the standard models, pretty much. Yeah. Another brand that is super good, but just because it doesn't have the brand as like Gibson, it's not as expensive. But going back to like lawsuit or Japanese Les Pauls, if you can get your hand on a good one, in all likelihood you got a good guitar. Yeah. They didn't. Sean, you said the copies corrected the neck dive issue. Neck angle issue? You mean? Because I don't think Les Pauls have a neck dive issue. Les Pauls, the traditional Les Pauls that are not weight relieved, they don't have any extra cavities in the guitar. They don't have like anything extra to weight relieve them. They're not weight relieved. And some of them can get really heavy. Like if I have a look at traditional, Gibson traditional, easily 10 pounds, right? Easily Gibson traditional. That like mahogany, not weight relieved body. Jesus Christ, really? Did they discontinue the traditional? No way. Gibson traditional Les Paul. Weight. No, not weight relieved, the actual weight. 10 plus pounds, easily, yeah. Easily 10 pounds. So they're like heavy, the body is like heavy, chunky. Mahogany body is gonna be heavy. So I don't know whether it has a neck dive. I think you meant the neck angle issue. Shaolin says neck dive on Les Paul or SG. Okay, well there we go. Same comment. Sean says both, I believe, just lessened it, the angle. The neck breaking issues. Yeah, okay. Neck dive is when your guitar falls towards the headstock. Do you guys want to see something cool? Let me show you something nice. Hold on. So, for those who don't know, Firebird guitars, this is the Firebird shape, and this is the Firebird 1 shape. I think it was first released in '63. This is the Epiphone reissue of it, essentially, right? But the original, so this is how it looked like in terms of like shape, size, specs, everything, right? The original Firebird that came out, I think in '63, the Firebird 1. You guys can correct me the year. If it's not '63, do let me know, but I think it's '63. But in 1963, this guitar came out, right? It has a ginormous headstock, as you guys can see. And not only that, the original Firebird 1, this is the Firebird 1, with only the bridge pickup, came with banjo tuners. See that? And banjo tuners are heavy. There are the heaviest tuners out there. So you have this guitar, you have this heavy, thick neck. The neck is really chunky and heavy. It's a 9-piece neck, by the way. So this is a neck through guitar, a real neck through. So it's that, and it's a 9-piece neck. It's a heavy, chunky neck, ginormous headstock, heavy tuning keys in banjo tuning keys. This has a neck dive. Let me show you guys something. So, have a look. The Firebird has two neck side strap buttons. It has the one at the back here, and then one has the one at the top here. See that? One here, one here. If you strap up your Firebird to the top one here, so not the one that is behind, if you strap up there, have a look and see what happens. Look. I'm gonna put the strap on here. There you go. Have a look. Ready? All right, check this out. Oh, that's the guitar. This is the neck dive. So, because the neck side of the guitar is so much heavier, it dives. So that's what we mean when we say neck dive. Now, if I go on and disconnect this here, but connect it to the back button here, so there, see this? Now, it goes away, right? So it doesn't fall like that anymore. So when you do this, you're actually changing the torque on the neck weight, and so it still has a neck dive, so on your shoulder you still feel it. And check this out, this strap, by the way, is a 4-inch strap. This is a thick bass guitar strap that I'm using. This is not an electric guitar. That's why it's so big and thick, right? Because like I play long hours and that helps, you know, to relieve some of the pressure off my shoulder. But like it's wide and thick, so the friction wise is more than probably than your usual guitar necks out there that have a, you know, lesser surface area against your shoulder and your t-shirt or whatever. But when you connect it to the back one, it kills the neck dive. But if you do it the old school way, like if you put it there, because the neck is so much heavier, you get a neck dive. Gibson Les Pauls, because the body is really heavy, the traditional ones I'm talking about, right? So nothing weight relieved or anything. Traditional, just a big slab of mahogany wood, which is already dense and heavy. That is unlikely to have neck dives on those guitars. Less likely. I'm not saying that there never was one. Surely there was. Their variation across these things are crazy. But I don't think, and I could be wrong, you guys can correct me if you know better. Like I'm not perfect in any shape or form, but if you know better, let me know. But I don't think Les Pauls have like a neck dive issue. All right, let me put this baby back. All right. Thank you very much for your patience. So the neck breaking issue now, you're right. The neck breaking issue is like because of that 17-degree angle. So you kill the angle a little, you know, and you get a more stable kind of a neck that is less prone to breakage. So where's this great work catching all the messages, Sorenzo? I was a little slow. I acknowledge. I get it. I get it. Ryu says Ibanez PF200. Let's talk about it. What is that? Ibanez PF200, right? There we go. What an example you brought up, dude. Look at that. That's the Ibanez Les Paul. Ha! Look at that wood. My lord. Oh my. Oh god, the pattern is so good. Look at that. Isn't this beautiful? Isn't this... What a beautiful guitar. Oh, look at the binding. And then look at the bridge. look at that. And yeah, so Ibanez Les Pauls, I've seen other Ibanez Les Pauls too. All the ones I've seen before as well. They came with bolt-on necks too. And again, if you're like a Les Paul purist, you wouldn't be a fan of that because Les Pauls are all like they all have set necks. But these guitars come. This one too has a bolt-on neck. What a beautiful guitar. I love natural wood colors, like a beautiful wood pattern at the top. Just let Mother Nature do her magic. Sean, the presence of mind you had, dude. Great presence. How did you even remember this? Didn't even occur to me. Ha! Look at that. Oh, that's the old Ibanez logo. Ay, ay, ay. Okay, you don't have the trapezoid inlays, right? They're more like rectangular. They're a little bit more simple. Oh god, the top wood looks so good. Like you got all these patterns there and then it becomes like parallel. Perfect book matching. Hardly noticeable. And then you got parallel, and then you got the same topography on the other side. Oh god. This is so good. Comes with a hard case. Isn't it crazy 70s Ibanez Les Paul has a better case than a modern Jackson. Modern Jackson Pro. I love this. Dude, that's a great suggestion, by the way. Great suggestion. I love this guitar. I love the look of it. What are the pickups? What are we talking about? And why is it sold out? I wonder. Okay. Maple top, maple body. Maple, right? And a maple neck. So this is just all maple. It's an all maple guitar with a rosewood fingerboard. Slim C-shaped neck profile. 60s. A 0.8 inch on the first fret is the neck thickness, and then 0.84 on the 12th fret. 12-inch radius. 1/11/16 of an inch is the nut width. 25.5-inch scale. So less longer scale than your average Les Paul, right? Instead of 2475. So this is much better suited for down tuning. All right, so 3-piece maple set neck with a bound. That's not a set neck. That's incorrect. That's not a 3-piece set neck. This is a bolt-on neck, first of all. So it's not set. So it's not glued, it's screwed to the body. And I wonder whether it's actually it looks like a 3-piece actually, no. It is a 3-piece. It's a 3-piece bolt-on neck. Yeah. With a bound rosewood board, block inlays, truss rod adjustments of the headstock, Super 70s humbuckers, 3-way toggle pickup selector, volume tone controls. 5.5 kilo ohms on the neck, 7.4 on the bridge. And the bridge studs are not original. Currently set up with 10 gouge strings, low action, and optimal neck relief. Okay, I don't like this. You could have just like said what the action is. Like, you know, 0.7 inches of action and, you know, 0.0008 inches in neck relief. Like, you could have easily clarified that. Like, because the thing is, if you're in Chicago Music Exchange and you set the guitar, obviously there's probably a standard way of doing it. Most guitar factories, when they send out guitars these days, like the relief is around 0.0008 at the 12th fret, at the 8th fret. So, yeah. So there we go. Zuhair says those tuners hold tuning better or something. These tuners? I don't know. I don't know anything about these tuners or how good they are. Also, can I say something though? One thing to keep in mind, like 90% of your tuning stability is coming from the guitar nut, right? It's not your tuners. Like, people think if you put locking tuners, that's gonna fix the tuning issues, tuning stability in your guitar. Most tuning issues in your guitar come from the nut, not the tuning keys. Not like locking tuners is good. It definitely helps, but most of it comes from the nut. So if you have tuning stability issues in your guitar, the first place to look is usually the nut, not the tuning keys and the tuners. Yeah. Yeah, so that. Azure says, "Oh my God, you're keeping the guitar? Did you install the other screw? What are we talking about? I don't know what you meant by that, dude. You gotta elaborate, please." Sean says, "Maybe that's why the Japanese corrected the angle issue. Their Les Paul copies were usually chambered. Could be. But I don't know how, Sean, help me understand. How would the angle issue impact the neck dive? Even if you chamber the body. All right, so let's just say you have a scenario where your neck and your body are the exact same weight. So the neck half of the body, the neck half of the guitar, because part of the lower part of the guitar body is part of the neck half, right? So the lower horn can be part of the neck half. So the neck half weight-wise, assume has the exact same weight as the body half. And now the only thing that you can change on the neck is the neck angle, the headstock angle. How would that impact the balance of the guitar? Does it at all? I don't know. It doesn't sound like, to me, it doesn't sound like it does. I'm happy to be educated if it's otherwise. Zuhair says, oof, wow, wanna kiss it, the Ibanez Les Paul. Yeah, pretty good, right? Just kiss it, Zuhair, or are we getting to like further bases? You don't need to answer that. Don't answer that. Sean says, actually, that's the new Ibanez logo. That's the new Ibanez logo? That's not the new Ibanez logo. That's one of the old Ibanez logos. The new Ibanez logo looks like this. It's much more simple. That's the... No? Initially, it was more... Ah, really? You mean to tell me that this came first? Man, I could be so wrong here. Right, it says saw one in a pawn shop. Heck yeah. Zuhair says, no, genius, the banjo tuner is on your Firebird. Yeah, banjo tuner is on the Firebird. Okay, got it. Tuning stability is also the reason behind a 0 fret, says Sean. Interesting. Firebird, haha, he's confused. I am confused here now. No, we were talking, okay, so the higher, like those comments up there, they were talking about Les Paul, and then I brought the Firebird out. Sean says guitar is more likely to fall over if top is heavy. Couple that with a delicate headstock and you get a lot of broken neck headstocks. So fix the angle and lessen the problem. New old logo. Right, okay. Okay. Give me a second. I got an idea. Okay. Hold on. I got an idea for this discussion. And it's gonna be interesting. So, let me share my screen with you all. Okay, so this is a guitar, and these are all my doodlings on it, but I just removed them. Okay, so this is how the weight balance on the guitar works, from my understanding, right? And essentially, you want to look at the guitar at a 45-ish degree angle or a little less, because that's how you hold it. So if I put like the human body over it for a second, like this, that's the angle that you would hold the guitar, kind of, right? So, if you have a look here, you look at the top strap button where it sits, hold the guitar at that 45 to 30 degree angle, whatever, and you draw a straight line down from that strap button, because that's where the strap holds the guitar, right? You realize when you do that, that the guitar gets divided into a neck half and a body half, right? So what's in the neck half is where, and this is where my pen comes handy, is the lower horn, is your entire fretboard, and it's whatever is on the headstock, right? So if you make the lower horn bigger, you're adding weight to the neck side of the equation in this particular guitar. Every guitar is different, so this drawing is going to be different for every guitar. And then on the body half, you obviously got the upper horn and everything else is there. Now, going back to Sean's comment, saying that if the guitar is top heavy, it's more likely to fall over. Couple that with, okay, so what Sean is saying is that if the guitar generally is heavier, if it falls, it falls with a bigger impact. And so you have a more delicate headstock, it's more likely to break. I think that was Sean's point. Yeah. So yeah, that made perfect sense. You're right. If it's a heavy, like a non-chambered guitar, you drop it, it falls with a higher impact, and you have a more delicate 17 degree headstock angle and it screws you over. Okay, I'm with you now, dude. You're right. No, 100%. Zuhair says, did you install the other screw that's stable on the Firebird? Ah, screw, you're talking about the strap button. Did I install it myself? No, it came with the guitar. So when you buy a Firebird, you can see the Firebirds online. If you ever buy one, there is a possibility that they come with both. Yeah, so no, I didn't install them. It's actually there as a countermeasure. Because here's the thing, right? Firebird is not, all right, let's make a comfortable guitar for you that is ergonomic and whatever. Firebird is like, hey, it's a look at me guitar. You know what I mean? Firebird is the guitar that you put on. It's like, hey guys, look at me. And the 1963 Firebird 1, which is I have the Epiphone version of, is very traditionally made. The frets are tiny, so it's actually harder to like play fast on it comparing with like, you know, jumbo frets. The frets are tiny on those guitars, and the neck is chunky. And the guitar is ginormous with a neck dive, but it looks awesome. Like if I'm honest with myself and you guys, I bought that guitar purely because of the looks, and then it has a Gibson custom shop mini rail humbucker on it too, so that was like a plus. A US made custom shop pickup on the guitar. I like it. But it was predominant the looks. It's not a play comfortable, play fast, be efficient guitar. It's the look at me guitar. Firebird. Yeah. Sean says, I'd love to stay and chat guitars all day, but I have to go. Thanks for a great morning. Thanks, brother. Have a great rest of the weekend. So good to see you. Take a good care of yourself. Zuhair says, I'm glad my Gibson Flying V has the strap screw behind the body where it's stable by default. Yeah, it seems to be a better way to go about it. With Firebirds, I'll tell you something. Like, if you ever go into a guitar store and you get a Firebird, just pick up a Firebird and play, even if you're not buying. Because with Firebirds, what you hear when somebody says, oh, it has a neck dive, like what you see on screen, it's completely different than what you feel. Go to a guitar store, honestly, you don't have to buy anything. Just try it, see how it is. And when you do it, so you feel how it feels like, right? When you do it, make sure you don't hit the headstock anywhere. Because if you're not used to it, it can get you. Ay. But anyways, here we go. That was a nice chat about the Firebird and everything. Okay, now one thing I saw, it was an article I saw from Johnny Greenwood. Do you guys know Johnny Greenwood? So Johnny Greenwood is this He's the lead guitarist for Radiohead, and I grew up with Radiohead. Like Radiohead was like one of my biggest music influences. It's one of the very few bands that I still listen to this day. And I started listening to them when I was, I don't know, like 15 or 14 or something. Like I was really young when I started listening to them. And Jonny Greenwood is a super guitarist, a great multi-instrumentalist. He does amazing stuff. Like the guy's a genius. So there was this thing on Guitar.com. It was like Radiohead's Jonny Greenwood says, "I found it strange that the bands didn't play any new material on their recent reunion tour. Like I'm surprised that the tour actually happened and that we all enjoyed it so much." Speaking to the Times, Greenwood shares, "It was great to revisit songs that we always felt were good and to find lots of other people now agree with us. And it was really nice to be listening to Tom again." Tom York, the singer. "But I found it strange not to be doing anything new on the tour. I guess we are all doing new music elsewhere now, so that's where our creative energies are going." Asked about the possibility of a new album from the band, he replies, "I have no idea. I mean, I'm surprised that the tour actually happened and that we all enjoyed it so much. But venues get booked so far in advance. To do another, we have to decide now, and even then it wouldn't happen for 18 months. Recently, Greenwood spoke against the use of his music in the Melania Trump documentary. Oh, I didn't know that. So yeah, there was a couple of interesting things in the article. First of all, I didn't know it takes 18 months to prep for a tour. I thought it was like 6 months, you know? But if it like takes a year and a half to book everything in advance, I get it, fair enough. The thing with Radiohead shows, like later shows, is that they're really long and they play a lot of songs live. Like a lot of songs. Now, obviously they have a ginormous catalog, but like, I don't know, let's have a look. So on YouTube, if I go and look for Radiohead live, check this out. So it's a 2-hour show, right? Literally. It is a 2-hour show, so they get a lot of like opportunity to play the things they want. So I'm surprised that like, you know, that's still kind of there for them. Zuhair says, "Gonna go. Be safe, guys. Take care, Zuhair. I'll catch you around, pal. Good to see you." So yeah, I thought that was interesting, the 18-month thing, but also the fact that even then at that level there was a consideration for that kind of a for like selection of the music on your sets. Like, you know, there's some music that is like they're going to be playing it regardless, like Idiotech, like Reckoner, for example. I would hope. Weird Fishes, that's a nice song. But yeah, I thought that was an interesting article too. Moving on, let us talk about the next guitar, shall we? Check this out. And this is a cheeky one. Look at this. So the Synyster Gates coming in with a new top. That's good. I like the top on this. I saw this guitar earlier and I was like, there's two things occurred to me when I saw this guitar. First of all, obviously the top was like, I thought the top was awesome. I thought it's really fitting for this guitar, this top, right? The second thing was, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit that I just realized, you guys notice how similar to BC Rich headstock this headstock shape is? Like, surely it's based off of that. Like, this is what I'm talking about. BC Rich headstock. I'm talking about this headstock, the Warlock headstock. I just realized, and I'm like, you know, I always thought, oh, that looks good, and I knew the BC Rich headstock, like I was familiar with it. But I never, for some reason, never drew the connection that this headstock is actually that headstock. You know what I mean? And it looks awesome. It's a little bit more angled than what you have at BC Rich. The BC Rich one is a little bit more pointy, I guess. This one's a little bit more curved, which they had to do if they didn't want to get sued. But it's a very close headstock. Anyways, just look at the looks of this, by the way. So you have like a really nice tapered body there. See the angle there? Nice curvature to make it comfortable. The pickup poles look a little weird. Look a little different. Let's talk about that in a second. Inlays are awesome. You know, you have this, you have that, and then it says Syn there, S-Y-N, and that's the headstock. Overall, it looks insane. It looks like a really beautiful. Like this is like goth metal player's dream. That looks awesome. Yeah, really, really good. Now, talking about the specs. So it's the Synyster Standard Plus, comes with gloss natural color. Grover tuners, ebony fretboard, 3-piece mahogany neck with carbon fiber reinforcement rods. So, if these images go where we want them to go, that's what they're talking about. But can you see it actually? You can't actually see the 3-piece. Can't see the 3-piece. Is it actually 3-piece or is it a mistake? Carbon fiber reinforcement rods could be like on either side of the truss rod inside the neck, so that fine if you can't see it. But that neck didn't look like a 3-piece to me, but I could be wrong. Anyways, 25.5-inch scale, ultra thin C, not a surprise. 19 mils on the first fret, 20 on the 12th. So it is a Syn neck. So not a surprise there at all. 16 inches fretboard radius, nice and flat, 24 frets. Floyd Rose 1000 in all likelihood. It doesn't say, but in all likelihood is Floyd Rose 1000. Nut width is 41.3. What that tells you is that the strings are very close to each other. This is a shredder guitar, guys. So if you consider the beveling at the top, how close the strings are together, flat fingerboard, 16 inches is very flat, and thin neck, this is a shredder guitar. It's designed for people who want to play faster. Forearm comfort contour top, we talked about that. Bolt-on neck, mahogany body, quilted maple top. And the bridge and neck are both Synyster gates pickup with satin black bobbins. I like how big these poles are. It's a high output pickup. I wonder what kind of magnet they're using there. Ginormous poles, look at that. Big and round. See those? Interesting. And it comes with a Avenger hard case, but it's sold separately. Interesting. And it comes at like, what? $1,200? Wonder how much is sold on Sweetwater. On the website is $1,200. Is it also $1,200 on Sweet? Yeah, it is. Okay. I was wondering. It's curious. I remember, who was it that... Was it the guitars from Avenged Sevenfold? That... Avenged... I forgot his name. Avenged Sevenfold guitar? Yeah, I was right. I forgot the guy's name, but that's where I first saw it. There was actually an Avenged... There we go. I remember now. There's actually an Avenged Sevenfold signature guitar, which is a Synyster Gates too, but comes with gold hardware. Yeah, there we go. That's the one. That's the one that I saw, like earlier, like a while ago. I remember now. It has a crazy pickup cover and comes with Sustainiac too. Like $1,600, a little bit more expensive. Yeah. Yeah, awesome guitar, man. I don't think I'll ever buy a guitar like this. I mean, you never know, right? Like your taste changes and impulse buy something stupid or whatever. But my goodness, isn't this awesome? It looks awesome. I don't know how well it plays. Like, if I want a guitar like this, I don't want the Floyd Rose on it. I want a hardtail. Just give me a hardtail version of this. That would be awesome. Like, why does this guitar have to be... What is it about Floyd that so many people are so fascinated with it? I don't understand why. I'm seeing less and less hardtail guitars. But yeah, like at some point you get like my main guitar is a Washburn N4, and it comes with a floating bridge. It comes with a Schaller, and the other one comes with like the Floyd Rose original. But like at some point, you kind of get fatigued on having too much going on the guitar. You know, you just wanna get something a little simpler, a little nicer, just easy to deal with, easy to set up, easy to intonate, all that good stuff. So yeah, I don't understand it, but I get it. Like some people just really love those. Really love those. Now, let me see if I can get you guys this. This is what I wanted to show you. Hold on. Give me a second. Hola. Can't find it. I think Schecter removed it from their YouTube channel or something. Weird. Did they remove it from their channel? My lord, I think they did. God damn it. Never mind. I'll take back what I said. I tried, but Schecter screwed me over. But yeah, that was the Schecter Synyster Gates, the new one that came out. Now, talking about shredding and pointy guitars and crazy stuff, check this out. You guys familiar with Arch Enemy? So Arch Enemy, for those who don't know, is this like metal band that had they only had, if I'm not mistaken, female vocalists. And they switched through like 3 or 4 female vocalists at least. And the former vocalist, Angela Gasso, who is their manager now, so she's not singing, she's their manager. She was, I think, probably the most talented one, in my opinion, with screaming. With like growls and screaming and having mean sounds coming out of her throat. Singing. That's what it's called. But the new song that is out, To the Last Breath with the New Girl, is not bad at all. So if you guys are a fan of Arch Enemy, I know the first song I heard from Arch Enemy was, his name was War Eternal, I think. It's War Eternal. Yeah, I think it's called War Eternal. It was great. This song is not that bad either. The New Girl is good. So if you guys are a fan of Arch Enemy, the new vocalist has joined the band and they put a song out. It's interesting. Arch Enemy has not reunited with former vocalist Angela Gasso, but still they made incredible choice. Swedish extreme metal titans Arch Enemy have entered a new era with the addition of Lauren Hart that came to them from Once Human. The band marked the occasion by releasing their first single with Hart, To the Last Breath, accompanied by an official music video. Guitarist and founder Michael Amott says, "Connecting with Lauren has marked an important step in my journey. Working with her was an exceptional experience. Her remarkable voice, coupled with her dedication, professionalism, brings a rare level of excellence." The choice of word is interesting. So does that imply that the older girls were not excellent? I don't know. Yeah, Ahmed elaborates on the track. Make no mistakes, this song is a reckoning. Musically, it's unapologetically aligned with my original vision for the band. Lyrically, it's about seeing through deception and dismantling the illusion of control. But yeah, if you guys are interested, I like the girls. The song is good. It's all right. But the new girl's vocals are nice. She's talented. So check the song out too if you're into it. Yeah. Just talking on the topic of pointy guitars. All right. I've got one more guitar that I wanted to show you guys. We had guys, I think we had like 3 other guitars on the docket that I want to talk to you guys about, but I'll probably leave the other 2 for the next stream. We've been on for 2 hours or something, and I don't want to make it too long. Yesterday's stream was like 4.5 hours. So we'll talk about it maybe on the next stream, the other two that I want to talk to you guys about. But the one brand I wanted to show you guys that I know you probably don't know about it, there was this guitar brand called Baum guitars. And I don't know, most of you probably won't know them. Baum, B-A-U-M, is a Polish guitar brand. Is a Polish, sort of like a luxury guitar brand in some ways. They're more boutique. They're on the more expensive side of the market. And one thing I really like about them is that they kind of creative with this sort of like Jaguar shaped kind of guitar. So they got this going on, the Wingman, which I'm going to talk about. There was another model that was like somewhere between like a ESP Phoenix and a Jaguar. It sort of sits in that territory with a Gibson style setup, but a Bigsby. So I thought that was like, that's an interesting guitar shape. Like, I like the fact that they got their own headstock and their own shapes and all that jazz. But it's a Polish brand, and the only reason I know about it is that I have a Polish friend, and him and his wife told me about this brand and how he wanted to like buy one of these. He was a fan of, and that's where I got to know this guitar. And then since then, I followed them on social media, and then I see their stuff all the time. And I saw a sale, like they were advertising a sale under social media, and that's what brought him back under my radar to have a look at their new models and older models. So this is the Wingman. Comes with multiple colors. I like two colors here, the white one and the black one. The black one looks awesome too. Look at it. Like, it looks so nice, so slick. There are other colors too that I wasn't the biggest fan of. Like, you know, you got the green and gold and green, aqua and white, you know, and then you got that sort of like dirty pink, whatever that is, burgundy. But this looks awesome. Like, I like the shape of it. I like the design of the guitar. It's a little too much like for some people, but I like the design. Now check this out. So you have, where do we go? Baby, come on. Don't do that to me. Check this out. So, thing I noticed about this, first of all, look at that neck. How good the neck is. I adore the patterns on this neck. Go back. Really, it looks like, it doesn't tell you much on the website. To me, it looks like they've done a really neat job with the neck. Like, I looked at it and it just made me feel good. I could be wrong, but this looks like really, really well done. Look at those patterns, man. Ah. Your best Wingman. Alright, so the pickups, the Japmaster pickups, Gold Sound Japmaster, inspired by classic JM pickups, but redesigned from ground up for more bass and less treble, less brittle treble. So we're really going for old school, as you would expect, right? Sustain and stability, the Levitator roller bridge is Baum's custom roller saddle bridge. So it's like a Tune-o-matic bridge with rollers on it, essentially. And some people believe that it improves tuning stability, like stability of the guitar. They believe that helps with it. Sustain, it says it does. I don't know if it does. To me, it seems like if it's more fixed, if it's more solid, like an actual Tune-o-matic, it seems like you might probably get a better sustain out of it, because it's a matter of transferring the vibration of the string to the body and back. So that's interesting, but it's an interesting design, right? Having rollers on a Tune-o-matic style kind of a bridge-ish is an interesting design choice. You probably, like, if you guys have looked at more old school, like, guitar nuts, there are a lot of guitar nuts that have rollers, like literally wheels on them that the string sort of sits on. So imagine a wheel with a ridge in the middle that the string sits on, and you can tune the string forward and back, and that roller sort of rolls. And, you know, so in some ways, for example, if for those of you who need to lubricate the nut on your guitar, the nut slots, or put some graphite on for better tuning, you don't have that kind of an issue with like a roller nut, for example. But there are other challenges, right? For example, the roller bridge doesn't have anything on top of it, so your string can be thick to a certain point. But if you use really thicker gouges, that the size of the string is wider, bigger than the width of that ridge that the string sits on, then you're going to have issues. So one of the limitations with these roller stuff is that you're kind of stuck with one string gouge in some ways. You can't go thicker than a certain point. It's kind of designed for that standard string size. And if you're a type of a person that you always, for example, stick to standard tuning, only 942 gouges or only 1046 gouges, if that's what you do, you know, you can stick to that and you're fine. But just mind you that if you guys go ahead for like roller bridges or roller nuts, if you change string gouges and your string becomes thicker than that ridge that is on those wheels, then you're gonna have issues. You're gonna have problems with your strings popping out, for example. All right, so rosewood fretboard, roasted maple neck. I love this cross section. That's nice graphics. 12 inches rosewood fretboard, a modern C-shape guitar neck. You like that? Strap lock for live players, trusted by players, designed in Denmark. And there we go. We got brass tuners. Big Sweep B50 tailpiece polyurethane finish. Oh, I'm surprised it's not nitro. Okay, fine. 25.5-inch scale length. 12th fret is 23 mil. First fret is 20.5. So medium size-ish neck. C profile roasted maple 12-inch radius. Medium jumbo nickel frets. Comes with Baum Gold Classic logo. My tusk nut. We like that. 43 mil tusk nut. Talked about the pickups. 3-way toggle switch. Alpha 250K pots. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, because they're single coils. Okay, fair enough. I thought for a second they were humbuckers. Why did I think they were humbuckers? They're single coils. Okay. Yeah, the 250K pot makes perfect sense then. Yeah, so there we go. We're going for gig bag. Yeah, comes with its own gig bag and comes with D'Addario 1046s. I love D'Addarios. Yeah, and the weight is 3.4K, so it's not a heavy guitar either. It's not that heavy. Like it's, yeah. So it's an interesting guitar. If you guys are like into sort of like rethought traditional shape guitar, you might be interested in this brand. Baum guitars. Yeah. European guitars are becoming good, man. Like European companies are really doing a good job. You know, with Strandberg and Mayonnaise and a whole lot of other European guitar brands that are entering the market. I love it. I love it. It kind of tells you, like, if you compare and contrast, like, European luthiers and the way they work and the priorities in their guitar design, and then you compare that with American ones, it will make for an interesting comparison. Like, every time I look at Ola Strandberg, the owner and founder of Strandberg guitars, the guy is an engineer. He's a luthier, but he's an engineer. You know what I mean? Like, he looks at things through like physics and calculations, and like that's the kind of guy he is. If you guys ever watch an interview of Ola Strandberg, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Like, he's an engineer, not a luthier, because you have like luthiers that are just like luthiers, but that guy is just like computers, graphs, and models, and that's what he's into. So yeah. So there we go, man. I think that was the last guitar I had in mind and I wanted to share with everybody. I think overall, like, when I look at these stuff, I think I like the fact that despite what everybody says about how bad the post-COVID economy is and how bad the market is, and I get it, it is for some companies and some companies went down. But overall, I just love the fact that you know, we get all these choices, and the guitar market is still vibrant. There's so many guitars going around. I just love that. I just love that flow. So yeah. All right, let's leave it here, man. Let's leave it here. I think we've done a great job today. I think we went on for 2 hours, 20 minutes now almost. Which is usually, it's longer than our usual streams. Like usually I go for 2 hours. Yesterday was 4.5 hours because we were working on that guitar. And I think in one of the next streams, so it's the next stream or the one after, probably next stream actually, I'll start changing the pickup on one of the guitars. Maybe a Saturday stream, a Friday night stream rather, and then a Saturday, same time as this, we'll go back to our guitar window shopping and guitar talk. But yeah, I think next stream, if we do the Friday stream, will be, I'll probably just change the pickup on one of my Washburn N4s and put a cool bridge pickup in it. Yeah, we'll probably do that. So if you're into watching me changing pickups and you want to come out for a chat, you got any questions about how the process is done, if you maybe want to get some tips about doing the same thing at home, or you just like are a guitar freak, you're OCD about guitars and you're obsessive about guitars like me, join the stream. I'd love to see you there. And with that said, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Thank you so much for hanging out. I want to drink this to your health before I leave. It's just like this stream is a highlight of the week for me. That I get to talk about guitars and all of guitar-minded people joining in and having a chat. So, as per our tradition, let me drink this to your health. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. What can I say? This is great. Bye, Zuhair. Welcome back. And bye. I'll catch you in the next stream. And guys, remember, I said it earlier, do what you love. If you love playing the guitar, after all the responsibilities, leave an hour, 2 hours a day at least, selfishly for you. Do what you love. Play your guitar if you love guitars, man. Do what you love. We're not getting younger. And guys, with that said, mwah! Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you in the next video or the next stream. Take good care of yourself. Have a great rest of the weekend. Catch you later. Woo!
The world is made of silver strings and unresolved of Sorenzo.